This was a hard-fought game. Great environment in here today. Great home court here. So I give Clemson certainly their people, their administration, their game management a lot of credit. It was a great environment for an early morning game in here. I think that. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, first Joe and John, and what they mean certainly to me, our basketball family at Illinois. Bertrand and Iki exemplify everything that we want to be about, from their effort to their unselfishness, to their willingness to sacrifice, to who they are as students, to who they are as people. I'm going to miss coaching those guys. I told both of them it was a privilege to coach them, and we look forward to always being there for them and continuing to assist and help them as they get into this next phase of their life post college. So I thought those guys really battled. I know they wanted to try to get to New York City, and I thought don't think it. I think it necessarily didn't happen. It wasn't because of effort. In other words, it wasn't because of fight. We've been down 9.5 at Boston U, 17 in that game, 9 today. We've been down double digits and come back and won this year. We did it with last year's group as well. So I liked our guys' poise and our fight. In terms of the game at the end of the day, Clemson's very good defensively. I want to give them a lot of credit for that. They're a top 20 defensive team in the country, and Brad's done a great job with their team. At the same time, I think I'd be remiss if, we took 18 threes. My gut tells me, without having watched the film, that probably – we'll give their defense half of them because their defense is really good. 8 or 9 of them, let's say, or half of them were challenged. They did a great job. But I'll be honest with you, I'm going to look at it. I could be wrong, and I think 8 or 9 of them, there wasn't anybody in the zip code, and we missed it. You got a bang of those ones that aren't in the zip code, let alone the ones that were challenged. You got to make, 3 out of 9, 4 out of 9. We had some out of timeouts with Iki, was 3 for 7 today, wide open in front of the bench. He usually knocks, 1 or 2 of those in. We had some other ones as well. And at the end of the day, in a game like today, if you just knock in, 7 for 21. It may have been a different result. But again, give their defense credit. We had 6 turnovers for the entire game, which is great. Didn't have any in the second half. I thought our defense was not very good to start the game. And then the last 30 minutes, I thought it was really good, both man and zone. But give them credit. Give everyone at Clemson credit. Great environment today. Great game. We certainly wish them the best of luck moving forward. Questions?
John, at what point do you say stop shooting threes, or do you even say that?
Well, I don't do that. I've never done that. As long as they're good ones. I did think we took 2 or 3 bad ones. But that happens. I mean, I don't like to micromanage players, especially guys that are aggressive. I don't want them looking over their shoulder. But we did take 2 or 3 bad ones. Maybe it's 3 or 4. I don't know. But I thought a lot of them were open. I thought it's what they were giving us. Iki got off a third of the threes we took. Awesome. I wish he could get off 15 tonight. I'll let him shoot them as much as he wants, with his lifetime percentage and what he's done shooting the basketball. Nunn and Hill were both shooting right around 50 in the last 10 or 11 games from 3. Malcolm had 2 that went literally in and out. And it happens. I mean, it happens. They probably had some as well. So I don't think by any means taking care of the basketball or shot selection until the very end was the reason.
Is that Tracy 3 what you wanted there?
No, was not. And obviously he's made a lot of big plays for us throughout the year. Ray got leveled off there, pitched it to Tracy. There was 4.1 left when he pitched it to him, and he shot it. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He must have thought he was going to, just raise up and bury it, and he didn't make it. I wish he'd have drew some iron, so it gives you a chance to rebound in a scramble situation. Maybe you get the offensive rebound and then you get fouled, or but Tracy's a big part of what we do. So obviously we've got to continue to get better, and he'll tell you the same thing. But it is what it is. That was kind of his judgment and what he saw, and I'm gonna ride with him.
Did you anticipate them maybe using that foul to give on that last possession?
I did. Yeah, we did. Exactly. Yeah, no question, because we knew they had one to give. Thought they might, but we were prepared either way with what we drew up. Had we executed it like we needed to.
What did you do
you to get Rivante going in the second half? Because I think he's struggling for a step because he really kind of put the team on his back in the second.
Yeah, he made some plays. I thought some other guys made some plays as well. We ran some things for him, tried to run some things that put him in situations where maybe he had an advantage or, maybe a matchup we liked or something in space where he had some room to operate. And I thought he did a really good job of taking advantage of that, taking what was there and made a few plays for us.
John, on the timeout with a minute and a half left when Tracy ended up getting like a 4-footer, was that a broken play?
No, it's exactly what we wanted. He drove it, turned the corner, Rob's talking about the, whatever that was, 4 or 5-footer, 6-footer, going to his right. There were 2 options on that play. He was supposed to read it. He read it well. 2 guys went with Ike. He turned the corner, got right in the paint, and just missed it. That was a good shot. He did a good job reading that one. Yeah, I told him upstairs, I was really proud of their response. 5 or 6 weeks ago, we wouldn't have been sitting here. I think a lot of people had counted them out, very similar to last year. I think that's 2 years in a row because of the quality of the people in our locker room, the players, the assistant coaches, and everyone that's involved at Illinois, that we were able to weather that and ultimately play our best at the end in back-to-back years, and that's always what you want. Now, are we where we need to be or where we want to be at this juncture? No. We've got a lot of areas. We'll evaluate every area in the spring just like we always do. We're always trying to find a way to get better in every single area. And we'll do that. We'll do that again. Our young guys need to use this as a launching pad to get better. Obviously we're adding 3 transfers. We got 2 freshmen coming in. We're going to have some depth. Maybe the deepest team potentially if the Lord blesses us with health, that we've had in the 3 years. So we're looking forward to that. But, right now, really this one today and this season, really Joe and John, those guys, they mean a lot to us. And, we'll get a chance to think more about next year here at a later date.
Kind of get a full sense of what those guys meant these past couple of games. They went through their struggles and you really relied heavily on them these past couple of games.
We did, yeah. I thought they played really well. I thought, I always say seniors die hard, especially in tournament time. And I thought Joe and John did a great job here, in season 4 here in the NIT. I thought they played well in both games.
John, was this season a success?
Yeah, I think so. Just from the standpoint, your state, I don't know. 5 or 6 weeks ago, you'd have said it. I would have said, I don't know yet. I don't know. How are we going to respond? Are we going to get better? Are we going to improve? Are our freshmen going to turn the corner? What's going to happen there? And obviously now, 5 or 6 weeks later, the freshmen did turn the corner. They did become more consistent. Our defense did improve. Joe and John played really well in the NIT and adjusted to that. Nana improved. I thought we played really well in Indianapolis. I thought we came back twice on the road in the NIT and 2 tough ones and battled back. And I thought our poise really was good, and we've matured a lot. So because of that, no question, I feel that way. Now, 5 or 6 weeks ago, I'd have said, we'll see, but I do feel pretty good about, the fact we had one of the youngest teams, I think us and Indiana, in our league all year long when you looked at returning, rebounding, point production, minutes, all those things. And, I thought it was a great, I used the word launching pad earlier, hopefully to things to come. I thought we maxed it out and got about as much as we could out of them.
Last question if we have it.
I know circumstances sort of were outside your control, but given the impact of the home crowd maybe you had a couple times today, is that a little bit of a frustration that you lost it as a better seeded team having to go on the road because of stuff going on with you?
No, we enjoy playing on the road. We've had a winning record in road and neutral games now, back-to-back years. Our guys enjoy it. They love the challenge. We were fully aware of the challenge before the tournament started. Like I've said before, the administration and I have been on the same page. We're excited about our building. The renovation is going to be unbelievable. People like to use the word best. I think sometimes that gets thrown around a little bit. But from what I see, when it gets finished, it's going to be right up there with about all of them, all the ones that you might say are in that upper echelon in terms of facilities in the country. So we're excited about that. The timetable required that they needed to start as soon as our last regular season game was over, and we really believe in controlling the things we can control, and you can't control that, So, but I will say, that my hat's off to the fans here. They came out and created a heck of an environment for Clemson, and they should. So, kudos goes to their fan base.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.